talked about it, thought it was a good idea. I think we want to at least try and continue that. I don't think it can.
I've gotten feedback that it was productive and it was a good experience for those who attended, so. So we would need two board members to volunteer.
So yeah, Art and I did it last night. You know, I'm open to anybody else.
I'll volunteer to do it.
Any other volunteers? I mean, I
It's
6:30
6:30
an hour.
This would be May 20th at 6:30 and
May
21st.
May 20th. Wrong year. I'll also do it, so Rachel and I will do it. But if we, so there can only be 2 people, right?
Yeah,
That's
right.
But Lisa and, would you like?
There's going to be plenty of other people, so whatever we want to do is fine.
All right, I thought if I do it and Rachel.
Okay,
That's something we need to vote on, I don't think so.
No.
What is the next agenda item? Motion that the board continue to operate under the present policies. And I think for some of us, people who are new on the board, we would like a little explanation of what policies we're actually talking about.
I'll move that we do this, continue to operate under present policy.
Could you explain?
Sure,
Well,
then if we have
then
a
we'll have
second, then we
Oh,
usually have a
okay,
discussion.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, so the policy committee is a group of board members who are tasked with reviewing our policy manual. Our policy manual is on the website in electronic form, and it, in general, and other board members chime in if I'm missing anything really important, but it basically defines how the Board of Education operates, and it also sort of, through that, our governance function, you know, basically governs how the school district functions as well, from a high-level policy perspective. So we need to have policies in place as part of our, you know, constitution and makeup of the, you know, Board of Education and how we function. But the policy committee will convene once we're appointed, and we will have regular meetings scheduled to continually revise and update those policies, or at least assess the policies and make recommendations to the full board to adopt any changes or new policies, and that's an ongoing process. But I think this agenda item is to simply take our set of policies that stand right now that have been approved by the full board, you know, up till now, and adopt those as our, you know, set of policies moving forward. John, would you think to add?
Summarize it well.
Thank you.
So we're adopting voting to adopt these policies until we change them at any time in the course of the next.
Correct.
Right. Mr. O'Brien?
Aye.
Mr. Perry?
Aye.
Mr. Brockway?
Aye.
Mrs. Gaynor?
Aye.
Mr. Konama?
Aye.
Mrs. Morella? Aye. And Mrs. Monte?
Aye. Now, the next agenda item is the authorization of signatories for board in addition to the president and secretary. We have somebody who, is there a motion? Do we have to have a motion to discuss?
So moved.
Second.
Right now, if somebody can give us a little bit more detail on what do we mean by signatories for the board in addition to the president and secretary?
They're official documents, state documents, state aid documents that are typically approved by the Board of Education. In general, the president is the one that signs those documents. In the absence of the president, the secretary would sign it. In the absence of both of those people, whatever the timing issues would be, what this motion would allow
sign.
We'll be sending a lot. We'll be sending a lot.
Okay. Good to know.
Ready? Mr. Perry?
Aye.
Mr. Brockway?
Aye.
Mrs. Gaynor?
Aye.
Mr. Kodama?
Aye.
Mrs. Morello?
Aye.
Mr. O'Brien?
Aye.
And Mrs. Money?
All right, so we've adopted the vice president as an additional signatory, and now we'll discuss the authorization of signatories for imprest account and financial report. So, somebody move?
So moved.
Second?
The imprest account is an account that has a limited check balance. It's for referees, it's for field trips, it's for other things that come up during the month, and then the imprest account is reimbursed. The recommendation is that the superintendent and board secretary, as in the past, would continue as signatories on that account. The board president could certainly do that, but you'll be making, a daily, sometimes daily visit to the office for that. You see the list of the reimbursements on the title list. We're recommending that the superintendent board secretary fulfill that role until June 30, and then after that, the superintendent and the director of finance and operations. It's pretty standard operating procedure. It's what we've done in the past. The only difference is now with this new position that person would fill the role that Sue has filled in the past.
Is there any reason not to have the Sue be a third, or?
Not given the kinds of things, the activity level. I assume that the superintendent and or director of finance, one of them would be available on a regular basis.
There's only one required at any given
Correct.
transaction.
As opposed to two signatures for the check?
Correct. There is an approval of the superintendent for the authorization for the check, but then the actual check requires only one signature.
We need to change that so that for this account, they do at least two signatures on each check. I know it adds a bit of a administrative burden.
That'd be fine.
Okay.
They'll have to make an adjustment to make sure that two people are available.
So we'll defer this to the next meeting then?
Certainly can. Continue current practice until it's changed.
Has this been the practice for?
The 8 years I've been here.
Okay.
So we'll put this on the agenda for the 21st. for discussion. Thank you.
Now, the floor is open for public comments.